The Hearts counterattacked. When Ona Batlle left Lucy Bronze, the final had just ended. The lights of Wembley Stadium were still shining brightly, but Lucy Bronze's heart was pitch black. She stood still in the middle of the field, her eyes following the familiar figure of Ona Batlle running towards the stands. But the person Ona rushed to hug was not her. He, a tall man, wavy black hair, confident eyes, was the secret lover that Ona had kept hidden for months. Lucy remembered all the strange signals, Ona's late reply messages, the disconnected calls, and the times Ona said we have to practice separately, but the scent of men's cologne still lingered on her jacket. She had suspected, but she never thought that she would lose Ona, and lose to a man. Ona held his hand tightly, smiling brightly as if the time she had loved Lucy had never existed. "Sorry, Lucy," Ona said, her voice cold. "He's the one who makes my heart beat faster now." The stands fell silent, the cameras continuously panned, turning this moment into the biggest shock in women's football that year. Lucy bit her lip, turning away quickly before her tears could fall. She knew that from this moment, Ona Batlle had left her life, not only on the field, but also in her heart. But Lucy also vowed, one day, she would return, stronger, to make Ona regret abandoning her on this night full of lights. The flash encounter. 3 months later, the atmosphere at the FIFA Best Awards was hotter than ever. The football stars were gathered, the cameras were flashing. Lucy Bronze walked onto the red carpet in a perfectly tailored black suit, her eyes sharp. At the end of the red carpet, Ona Batlle appeared, hand in hand with the man, now known to the press as Miguel Alvarez, a wealthy Spanish businessman and sponsor of several women's tournaments. The couple smiled brightly, posing for hundreds of cameras. Lucy walked straight towards them, the sound of her high heels clicking on the floor like a drum. The audience and reporters seemed to hold their breath. "Ona," Lucy called out, her voice low but resonant. Ona was startled, her eyes briefly confused, then immediately regained her composure. "We have nothing more to say, Lucy." Lucy smiled faintly. "Oh, I think we have a lot more. Especially when I know the real reason he is here." The statement made Miguel frown slightly. The reporters began to murmur. Lucy continued, unfazed. "A businessman sponsors women's football, but intervenes to destroy a team. Do you think that will not be known?" Ona squeezed Miguel's hand, but there was a hint of unease in her eyes. Lucy took a step forward, speaking softly enough for only the other two to hear. "I'm not here to win you back, Ona. I'm here to warn you. Sometimes the person you trust is the one who will stab you in the back the hardest." The statement was like a sharp knife, cutting off both of their smiles. Lucy turned and walked away, leaving behind countless camera flashes and skeptical eyes directed at the couple. That night, on social media, the keyword #LucyWarnsOna climbed straight to the top 1 worldwide. And in Ona Battle's heart, a seed of doubt began to sprout. The truth under the vest. Just 2 weeks after the award ceremony, a series of investigative articles appeared on the front pages of major sports newspapers. The headline was sensational: "Miguel Alvarez, women's football sponsor or secret manipulator?" The reporters revealed a series of evidence. Miguel had secretly bribed officials to win sponsorship contracts, and had also interfered in player transfers, including a deal in which Ona Batlle had unwittingly become a pawn. It turned out that, ever since he met Ona, Miguel had used his relationship to gain access to the team's internal affairs, to exploit information and to put pressure on the coaching staff. Lucy Bronze, thanks to her close relationship with several players, had long known about this clue, and at the award ceremony that day, her warning was aimed at this truth. When the news broke, social media exploded. The image of Ona holding Miguel's hand was edited with the sarcastic words, "Love the wrong person, pay with your whole career." Ona found Miguel in a luxurious apartment in Madrid. "You lied to me, all for information?" Her voice was trembling, her eyes were red. Miguel did not deny it, just shrugged. Ona, in this world, feelings and benefits are inseparable. You are too naive. Ona's slap echoed in the room, but what was more painful was the sound of her heart breaking. She left in the middle of the night, without taking anything. A few days later, at a closed training session of the team, Ona suddenly appeared. She walked towards Lucy, her eyes filled with regret and the desire to make amends. But Lucy just looked straight at her, her face cold. I warned you, but you chose to believe him. Ona bowed her head, knowing that the distance between them was now not just a few steps on the grass, but an impassable ocean. Play together or sink together. The UEFA Women's Euro is approaching, and the fateful draw has put England and Spain in the same group. However, there is an unexpected twist. A few days before the opening match, England's key defender is seriously injured. The coaching staff decides to borrow a foreign player under a special agreement between the federation, and the name leaves Lucy speechless. Ona Batlle. The day Ona walks into the England dressing room, the whole room seems frozen. Lucy is tying her shoelaces, looking up to meet a familiar gaze. No greeting, just a heavy silence. The coach walks in, his voice stern. Bronze, Batlle. You two will guard the right wing. If one of you fails, the team loses. It's a matter of life and death. The match that day took place in heavy rain. Lucy and Ona had to coordinate constantly, passing to each other, covering for each other, but every touch of the ball seemed to bring back the unhealed wound. In the 78th minute, when the score was 1-1, an opposing striker sprinted past the defense. Lucy rushed forward to block the ball, but slipped on the wet grass. In the moment of life and death, Ona suddenly appeared, sliding the ball precisely, saving the team from conceding a goal. Lucy stood up, panting, her eyes met Ona's. For the first time in months, there was no longer hatred between them, but trust in a moment. The English team won with a counterattack in the last minute, with Lucy assisting Ona to score. The final whistle blew, and the whole stadium exploded. Ona ran to hug Lucy, but this time, Lucy only squeezed her shoulder lightly and whispered, "On the field, I will believe you. But in real life, things haven't changed." Ona smiled sadly. The two walked back to the locker room, knowing that a new chapter had just begun, but neither knew whether it would lead to a reconciliation, or a final battle. The final of the hearts. 3 weeks later, fate arranged for Lucy Bronze and Ona Batlle to stand on opposite sides. The UEFA Women's Euro final took place in Paris, in front of tens of thousands of spectators. Lucy played for England. Ona returned to Spain, after completing her loan duty for England. The atmosphere on the field was as tense as a string. The press called it the Battle of Two Broken Hearts. In the 10th minute, Lucy and Ona collided violently while fighting for the ball, falling to the ground. The referee whistled, but both just stood up, staring at each other as if trying to guess what the other was thinking. The match lasted a long time, full of drama. In the 88th minute, the score was 2-2. Spain was awarded a corner kick. The ball flew into the penalty area, and Ona jumped high, heading it powerfully. But from behind, Lucy rushed forward, using her own body to block the ball right on the goal line, a save that had the whole stadium standing up and applauding. In the 93rd minute, in the final counterattack, Lucy stole the ball from Ona's feet. She dribbled down the right wing, past two defenders, and shot from distance. The ball hit the corner of the net. 3-2 to England. The final whistle blew. Lucy fell to her knees, covering her face, exhausted and emotional. Ona walked over, standing in front of her amid the chaotic cheers. "Congratulations, Lucy. You lost today, but at least we fought like people who deserved to fight," Ona said, her voice tinged with sadness. Lucy stood up, her eyes softening. "Yeah, and that was the last time we were on different sides." They shook hands firmly. It's not about love returning, it's not about who wins and who loses, it's about respect. the only thing left when the heart has weathered the storm. As they left the field, red and white confetti filled the sky of Paris. The story of Lucy, Ona ended not with a kiss, but with a silent promise. No matter what, on the field or off, they will always remember each other as the most beautiful, most intense chapter of their youth.